is going on, crafters? Welcome to another episode of Dig Straight Down with me, your host, Rebel JC. Today is going to be a bit of a shorter episode. Didn't have just a ton of time to prepare for this, so I'm going to read a couple of listener emails. I'm going to get into something that I thought was very interesting in the most recent 1.18 snapshot, so stay tuned for that. Before we get into that discussion, let's get into these listener emails real quick. So the first one comes in from Classic Boy, and they write, "My friend and I came up with buffaloes, a massive cow-like creature that grazes the plains. It can be hunted for buffalo fur, which can be crafted into blankets. Blankets can then be worn as a cloak or put on a bed for decoration. My other idea is artist villagers. You can go to their studio, and when given emeralds, they will paint a picture of you, which can be hung on a wall. By the way, I love your podcast. Your listener, Classic Boy 97. So I really like these ideas a lot. I do think that some sort of hunting update would be really, really cool. Actually, I have a few notes on that. That might actually be a future episode. But especially in the early game when hunting for food and looking for food is really necessary, but it seems to be very easy. I don't know if you've experienced this. Maybe this is just me, but anecdotally, it's super easy to get food early game. Like, you just kind of look around and there's cows and pigs and sheep, and you just go and you punch them, and then you eat them, you know? There's not much of a challenge when it comes to actually gathering food. So maybe there could be something there. Maybe there could be some more features there, like maybe out in the wild, cows and pigs and sheep like that actually are scared of you, and they don't want to have anything to do with you, and then until you actually tame them or breed them with the food that they like, then they warm up to you and they become domesticated. I don't know. There could be something there. Yeah, I really like that idea. The other idea for the artist villager, love it. I love it so much. In fact, I think it's the perfect idea too. So there would be like a villager that you would go pay, and the game creates this little portrait of your skin in game that you can then hang on your wall. You can give to your friends if you're playing multiplayer. You can create a collage of everybody on the server. It would be a really, really fun feature to have. I know that there are mods out there that have cameras and stuff, so I don't think it would be that difficult to actually have a little portrait of yourself. So great ideas, Classic Boy. Keep them coming. I'm going to read the next email. And the next email comes in from A Foot Neptune 365. And they write, "Dear Rebel, I've been listening to your podcast for a few days now, and it's been very fun to listen to. Thank you so much. While I was listening to it, I had an idea for a new mob/item that would come with an end update if we get one. The mob would be called the Ender Guard, and it would be a very tough mob to defeat. Having around 100 hearts, it would look just like an Enderman, except a little shorter and wearing armor made from a mix of endstone and shulker box pieces. The mob will be found in end cities. The item is called the Ender Shard. The shard would be only found by defeating the Ender Guard. It looks like an amethyst shard, but it looks like endstone mixed with shulker pieces. It is tougher and better than netherite, and is used to make ender tools and ender armor. I hope you like this idea. Sincerely, A Foot Neptune 365. I do really like that idea a lot, and I do think that we probably will get something like that very, very soon in the future. Again, going back to my previous episode, I think that an end update is probably one of the most likely updates that we're going to get if the developers feel like they're ready to tackle something that big. If not, I think a smaller update is probably more likely, something like maybe a combat update, or even something just as simple as the overhaul of a few biomes. That would be totally fine with me. But if an end update is coming, I guarantee you we're going to have more variations on the Enderman species. We have so many new possibilities from Minecraft dungeons, all the Enderling variations of the Enderman. So something like this, something like the Ender Guardian, I think would be really cool. And if they updated the end, I think if they're going to stick with the pattern that they've been having for the past forever, we're probably going to get some new kind of material to make tools, weapons, and armor with, in the same vein as netherite. So this idea, very on point. I think probably going to see something like this happen in the near future. So thanks again for the email. Let's get into the main discussion of this episode. So the first proper snapshot for Minecraft 1.18 has finally dropped. It is Snapshot 21W37A, and it adds, everything that we've seen in the experimental snapshot so far, plus a few extra stuff. So not a lot of surprises. They've added things like lush caves, dripstone caves, new terrain generation, lots of things like that, axolotls. Those are all in this snapshot as well, plus a few tweaks. One of the interesting ones I thought were the fact that now you can stop vine growth of all different sorts of vines by clipping it with shears. Actually, I think it might be all vines except for the normal vines that we might find in a jungle or a swamp biome. But things like weeping vines, things like twisting vines, vines like that can now be, you can stop them growing by snipping them with shears. A cool idea, and I kind of wish that they would extend that to normal overworld vines if they haven't already. I might be mistaken on that, but it seems like they left that particular vine type out of that. But the main thing out of the snapshot of all these wonderful things, the one thing that I thought was the most interesting was the addition of the Illager rune font. Now, this is something that we've seen in Minecraft Dungeons. If you've played Minecraft Dungeons, I haven't personally, not yet anyway, I really want to. But if you play Minecraft Dungeons, you may have come across this rune alphabet that is used by the Illager people. Now, I think this feature stands out to me mostly because I've already seen all the features, the other features in this snapshot already, such as the terrain generation, all the mobs and stuff. This is something new to me. So there are a few really, really cool possibilities that I see hinted at with the addition of this rune system. And I may be completely wrong about this. I may be completely off and just, this might be too much of a stretch. But I can't help but think that this opens up the door for more content to come from dungeons. I think that honestly that's inevitable, but the more that we see come over, the more I think the sooner I think more of those things will come over. So things like different variations on mobs that we already know. I would love to see, honestly, every variation of skeletons and zombies from Minecraft Dungeons come into Minecraft proper. That would be really cool. I know some people probably don't like the idea of more variations of zombies and skeletons, but hey, I say bring it all on. It would be amazing. But I would love to see things like the weapons. I would just love all of the weapons from Minecraft Dungeons to come into Minecraft Vanilla. Because I think, it's about time that we had a bit more in our arsenal than, axes and bows and crossbows and swords and tridents. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. I also think that it would be really, really cool to find these runes appear in the archaeology system, as if when we're digging up things from the ground, little relics and stuff. Maybe there's inscriptions on them in this rune system, and maybe we have to decode them to find out who owned this object or what this object is, what it does even. And maybe that is a way that we can more interactively unfold the history and the lore of Minecraft, is by interpreting these runes when we find them inscribed on relics and stuff. I think it'd be really, really cool. Maybe even find some old books that have little short stories, little diary entries, things like that. That would be pretty amazing. And also, I can't help but remember in the game No Man's Sky, as you're, flying around the galaxies and you're encountering alien species and stuff, and they're talking to you, they're speaking to you in their language, and you, as the player, have to learn individual words, and the more words you learn, the better you are at communicating with these NPCs in the game. What if there was something like that in Minecraft with this new language, this new rune alphabet? Maybe the more you familiarize yourself with the runes, the game will begin to actually translate them for you, so that as you encounter maybe signs in the game, or I don't know, books that you open up, maybe sometimes the word, if you don't know a word, it's in the rune form, and if you do know a word, it'll be in the language that you've selected to be playing in the game. So That's just an idea. I don't really know what features that might unlock for us, but I can't help but think that there's more to this rune system than just being able to write on signs with it. That might be all it is, but I would love to think that there's more behind the addition of these runes than just the obvious, just the being able to use it as a player. There's so many things that this could mean for the game, especially with something like archaeology coming down the pipe in the future. Archaeologists in Egypt and other ancient civilizations have to decipher hieroglyphs and cuneiform and things like that. What if we had to do that too with these runes? Just a thought, and I want to know your thoughts. So email me at digstraightdowncast@gmail.com. What do you think is up with this new rune alphabet in Minecraft? So, yeah, again, email me digstraightdowncast@gmail.com with your thoughts and opinions and comments. I would love to hear from you. You can also connect with me on Twitter. I'm at RebelJC_92, and on my Discord. The link is going to be in the show notes of this episode. So scroll down, click on the link, check it out, join in on the conversation. I'd love to see you there. And if you've liked this video, please hit subscribe, hit like, and hit the bell for future notifications of episodes. I'm going to try to keep doing this once every 2 weeks. And if you guys encourage me, and if you guys let me know how much you're enjoying it, that will just motivate me even further. So thank you again for all the comments that you guys have been leaving. I really appreciate you watching these and leaving me your thoughts and opinions. And guys, until next time, keep digging straight down. I will see you at Bedrock.